season one obviously kind of ended with a bang, as it were. Can you tell us a little bit about, give people a taste of what's to come for season two? Obviously, you can't give away too much, but we'd love to know a little bit about kind of what the future holds.
You want to take it?
Your character in particular, it seems like some seeds are planted that could take her in some directions that are a little scary.
Things are more dangerous than ever. You know, we were a really close-knit family of three, and now the family's been split apart, and everyone's kind of feeling isolated.
If you thought it ended with a bang, season 2 opens with a bang and just it doesn't stop banging, as it were, the whole way through. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like our first episode alone, and then it continues. I read the scripts and now I feel what's great about season 2 as opposed to season 1. And season 1 was our shape was kind of very disconnected, like small episodes. Now every single thing ends with like a jaw-dropping shock, and there's such cliffhangers, and you want to know next week what's going on, and so it's gonna be really like it.
So stepping into the Terminator franchise, obviously a lot of weight to carry with the mythology expectations people have. They have a lot of love and passion around it. Clearly you guys have done something right because season 1 has had, you know, the kind of reaction you'd hope for. As you head into season 2, is it daunting? Is it exciting? What does the expectations of the fans do for you guys? Does it inspire you? What is it?
It keeps us going. Yeah, we were so nervous that we would be hated because of that reason, because we were stepping on such hallowed ground. And even last year when we were here, that was like the first moment we premiered here, but everyone loved it, and that kind of gave us hope, and you know that's why we make it.
And so your version of Terminator, you guys, obviously there's a lot of kick-ass action. That's a big part of it. But there's moments where, like, your character does ballet.
Yeah.
And these really sort of unexpected things that are surprises. First of all, tell us what that episode was like for you to sort of make that and go there with your character and tie in maybe some of your past and things that you're passionate about. And also, what are your hopes for the future in terms of potential surprises and cool things like that are maybe unexpected in the show?
Well, my favorite thing that was said all day was what you said about the way Josh has written this show, that it is about robots, it's about the apocalypse, it's about, you know, guns and fighting and war, and yet it's about spirituality, it's about religion, it's about art, it's about relationships and loving each other. That's what I love about our show.
It's hard to put poetry into a show about robots, but he does it somehow.
Josh did. And that was some really moving episode for me to have that opportunity to do that and to play a role that I had such preconceived ideas about, but Josh has made her much more complicated. All of our writers have just, you know, have created a really complicated character for me.
So parting words for fans of the show, what would you say to somebody about what's to come as people are getting ready and they're excited about where it's been? What are some thoughts you have for what's to come?
Trust
no one can be trusted.
Yeah, the same thing. Everything's changed and upside down on its head, and you'll be in shock more than anything.
Right.
The whole season.
Right. So Sarah Connor, tell us, your character in the course of the first season went from a dude who had like no belief in this kind of business about the future, the robots, the whatever. Talk about kind of your character's journey in the first season of the show.
It was an interesting journey. I think the simple fact that he didn't believe this, you know, he thought she was crazy. He thought she was just a lunatic and a murderer, and to come to the fact of finding things little by little and having his eyes open to the truth, it was very humbling for my character. So you see a man being humbled more and more to the fact that this woman's been telling the truth for years. Yeah.
And so season 1 obviously takes that kind of trip. For season 2, what can you say about what the future holds for your character? Because clearly his world's about to change in a pretty big way.
His world does change. So basically now he is set to kind of tear this thing apart, because now he believes her. So now he looks at all her footage and he understands what she's saying, that the world is kind of distraught because of these robots. So now I'm trying to help her with her cause without really helping her with her cause.
Right, and your character, very controlled kind of guy in season 1. In season 2, like at the end of season 1, some pretty bad, ugly things happen to your team, right? Are you going to be on a rampage in season 2? How's that going to go?
It's a conservative rampage. A little bit of rampage, but conservative rampage. So it's interesting, yeah.
So tell us about kind of the response to the show. So you sign on for something where obviously Terminator's a franchise, a known entity to a degree. What were you thinking when you signed on, and what has the experience been compared to your ideas about what it might be to be a part of the Terminator world?
Wow, I had no idea. I mean, like I said, I had really no idea about this, about Comic-Con. I had no idea about sci-fi world. You know, I loved the first and second movie, but you know, it was like a movie to me. And I had no idea it was a short story or a comic. I had no idea. And so when I signed on, I was kind of oblivious to all this. And now, my eyes, I'm kind of like the character. So it was like, wow, okay, so now I see a lot differently, and I was not prepared for none of this.
Is having this kind of a fan base, do you find it inspiring? Is it a little scary? Maybe a little of both as you go forward in this world?
It's always nerve-wracking because now you feel the weight of the franchise. I didn't know it had this much weight. I didn't know people knew that much about the Terminator. So they know more than I even fathom of knowing about Terminators. You know, they ask me questions that I have no idea about, like what kind of Terminator is coming on the show. Is it the T222 or you know what I'm saying? I'm like, where do you get this information? And so it's a little nerve-wracking. But it's also very inspiring because you see the desire and the heart for people who want this franchise to kind of live on and breathe on and grow. So it's always inspiring.
And this has got to be a cool moment, too. You're holding the DVD in your hand. When a show gets to the point, not just where it has a successful first season, it's out on DVD, you're starting season 2. A lot of shows don't get that far, even when they're attached to famous things like that. So that's got to be rewarding. And
it is. It's my first DVD. Like I've been like on 3 shows, and we haven't had any DVDs. And now, hey, I'm like, where's my shows with the DVDs? Everybody got DVDs now. But so yeah, it's a great thing. It's very inspiring, and it makes you feel like you're doing good work, and you make it feel like the show is being received well. So.